I decided I wanted a tonneau cover for my 2025 Toyota Tacoma. I looked around on the internet and I finally decided on the Gator EFX version. The one that fits mine is 44019. I got that from realtruck.com. If you call them, it's better than ordering online because they guarantee the fit in case you have to return it. So this one looks like it fits pretty well. My Gator EFX hard folding tonneau cover just arrived, and I'll be installing it on my 2025 Tacoma. This is a TRD off-road with the cargo system. Let's see how it goes. It unboxed and was in good condition. It appears that all of the parts are here, including the sets of rails, and I'm going to be starting the install now. Okay, I just cleaned the whole top of this with isopropyl alcohol, not here, but on top here. And I'm getting ready to put in the insulation or barrier strip, and I'm gonna basically lift this up and then slide it under so that it has a good seal at the corner. Okay, I got the strip started, lifted this up, put it underneath, peeled the adhesive back, and now I'm laying it on the top. Going to give it pressure all the way across. Okay, I finished installing the bulkhead seal across the top. Now I'm going to start putting in one of the rails. For this next step, you have to remove these factory installed end caps. Just push in here, pull back, and it's off. Grab one of their slider bolts here. I think they call them a T-nut or something. And slide it into the rail. I put the screws on just to keep them handy. You don't have to do that, but you got to put all three in. Okay, I'm going to do the driver's side first. All three T-nuts are in place. We're now going to install the adapter rail. We'll be using this single hole, not the slot. Okay, I've installed the first one up close to the cab, and I'll be doing the next two. When you install these rails, be sure that you put it on top of this black plastic on the edge of the fender, and it goes right up to the insulation. Otherwise you can potentially have a leak here. Okay, I got the adapter rails put onto both sides, tightened it down. You have to give downward pressure strongly on each side when you install these to prevent leakage. Okay, I loosely installed the adapter rail with the clamps given. It's best to open them as wide as possible. I would slide this one in first and then bring the other one up in a scissor fashion into the slot. And make sure these lock here at the bottom. Do one end or the middle first and then the other two. Be sure to give downward pressure when you tighten them so you get a good seal. I've had the adapter rails on and off a couple times trying to get the clamps to work correctly, and it kept leaning, and it says if it's leaning it will leak. It should be flat, or the top of it should be flat to the edge of the bed. And what I found out was as I put the clamps on, they weren't going all the way in, and you can see it even bent the metal a little bit. So I suggest you put the clamps in. You'll hear them click when they go in. Put it in deep and give it a twist, and then that's in good. Anyway, gonna try again. Here's a more clear example. The top two photos show the incorrect installation of the adapter rail clamps, which will cause the adapter rail to tilt. The bottom one is the correct installation, and you can see it's flat. Here is a close-up picture. The top two are the adapter rail clamps not fully inserted, and they need to be. And you can see that they sort of clamp on the side of the rail. And on the bottom one, it fully inserts, and that, when it squeezes, then it'll make the adapter rail flat to the bed, and that's what you want. So the drain tubes install here and then go down, and their suggestion is to drill a hole in the corner of the bed. But frankly, this bed's been waterproof, rust-proofed, and I don't want to make a new hole. So I'm going to run the tube over to this smaller hole and work on a way to adapt the size. Okay, so to fix my issue where I don't want to drill a hole in the bottom of the bed, I want to use the existing hole that's there. This 1/4 inch outside diameter hose fits perfectly into that small drain hole. I then got a 3/8 inch outside diameter piece of hose. I'm going to put these together like this and then slide it into here. And I'm basically going to use some silicone inside here to seal this. The hose opening will be smaller, but I don't expect that much water to be pouring through. And this way I won't have to do any drilling, and it fits fine at the end of the bed. And this is the 2 different hoses that I picked up. So this was the final outcome. The larger clear tube is inside of the black tube, just to make it size better for the small one. And those 2 small ones will go straight down the hole that already exists in the bed from the factory. So I've connected the tube on the passenger side. We got the hose coming out this end, and I'm just going to slide it into the factory pre-existing drilled hole. And that's it. It's just going to live like that. Okay, we've laid the tonneau cover in, and I did it just myself, so only need 1 person. And adjusted the fit a little bit, and I'll show you how to put the clamps up. These clamps just hang tight, but the key thing is make sure this notch goes into the groove on the adapter rail, and then just hand tighten them, 1 in each corner. So that's the driver's side, passenger side, and by the way, you can see both the drain tubes fit in. And I put my last fit the floor liner for the bed in, and it didn't bother the tubes a bit. I've been working on adjusting the slam latch. You can see when you close it, it latches underneath. And originally, the cowl here, which I have off at the moment to do the adjustments, this cowl was catching as it opened and would catch on the corner of the adapter. So I have removed the cowl per the instructions. I moved the latch as far back as possible, but it wasn't far enough. They had small blockers in here keeping you from moving it too far back. And I took a pair of pliers and twisted those out and got rid of it. It allowed the latch to move back about another 1/8 of an inch. And as you can see now, it's not hitting. So seems to be working okay. So you can see here the slam latch, it's adjustable, but there's these backstops that keep it from moving too far back. And my problem was I was up against those, and still the cowl was hanging on the edge of the bed. So I basically took the latch off completely and then grabbed these with the pliers, they're just plastic, and give it a twist it off. And the second one the same way, twist it off, and then when you put the latch back on, it can slide basically all the way through. So you put the screws in and then adjust it where you want. I tightened up the retainer clamps. Everything looks good. The registration on each side is close, but it works. And we can open each one and then let it close. And it doesn't catch. Seems to work well. Took a little bit of straightening, adjusting left and right, and forward, back a little bit, then tightening those retaining clamps. Pretty satisfied with it. Works fine with the tailgate. I'm calling it done. There it is, completely installed. Seems to work well with the tailgate locking mechanism, no longer dragging. So pretty happy with that. Biggest issue putting it in was probably the clamps for the adapter rail.
So let's try the automatic tailgate with the tonneau closed. Certainly opens okay, which I guess can be expected. Now let's try to close it. Yep, closes fine too.